Hey there, everybody. It's me, Pastor Jay. It's been a couple days since I've been able to post here at the vicarage. We've been having some fun going along, and it's been super busy. We had a great men's weekend, and then after that, I have done quite a bit of pastoral work over the last several days, and we've been busy getting ready for tonight, which is our first midweek connection, our family services. We have uh, prayer and praise service tonight for the adults, and then we have Royal Rangers and Impact for boys and girls ministries from nursery right on up to the age of 18. So it's going to be a great night. This is what Amanda's been working on all summer, getting ready for, and her teams of people have been working really hard to get ready for that. Her leaders, her Royal Ranger leaders, led by our deacon Andy Ross, and the Impact Girls leaders led by one of our deacon's wives, Dawn Sandoval. They are all in the mix getting ready for tonight, and I am ready, I think, to lead worship. Almost fully recovered from the men's conference. It was such a good weekend. Hey, listen, I wanted to continue talking about the weapons of our warfare, and I wanted to read from the Mirror Translation for you today the end of what our weapon of love is about. I think that some of the stuff that we are going to read really just gives us a heads up about how we are to use the weapon of love in this world. Remembering that as we talk about using the weapons of our warfare as Christians, we don't fight in any way, shape, or form like the world fights. Our version of fighting is going to run completely counter to what the rest of the world considers fighting. But it is going to be far more effective in building the kingdom of God and doing away with the kingdoms of flesh, which is what carnal fighting builds up. If we use carnal weapons, thinking that they're going to somehow build the kingdom of God, they never will. The only thing carnal weapons can build is carnality. Only the spiritual weapons of our warfare, the weapons of love, joy, peace, and so on, can build the kingdom. And so listen to this. This is how the weapon of love is to be used. We talked from 1 Corinthians 13:7 the other day about how love is a fortress where everyone feels protected rather than exposed. Love's persuasion is persistent. That's the translation. In other translation, it says love never gives up. We are constantly trying to, when we use the weapon of love, we are constantly trying to persuade people towards more love and good deeds. Love believes. Love is a faith builder. You know, where we are lacking faith a lot of times, what we need to realize is that God has given every man a measure of faith. And so often we ask God to give us more faith. And I believe this. The longer I'm a Christian, the longer I believe this, that what we need is not more faith. What we need is to activate faith with love. We don't love enough in this world, but love activates faith. If we begin to walk in love towards people, that activates faith inside of us. Love brings blessing, not cursing. And you see, one of the things the teacher, Neil Kennedy, taught this week is that when we begin to murmur and complain about people, when we begin to curse people rather than bless them, it kills faith in our life. And so if you're struggling in faith right now, I want to ask you, how are you activating love? How are you intentionally activating love? And who are you intentionally activating love with? And is there somebody you're refusing to activate love with? Love never loses hope and always remains constant, even in the contradictions. You know, I had somebody ask me today, what do you do when you violently disagree with somebody? Love always remains constant, even in the contradictions. And finally, we have this word that in other translations says love never fails, right? 1 Corinthians 13:8, love never fails. The Mirror translation translates it this way: love never loses its altitude. And it says in parentheses, the word ekpipto means to lose height or to stop soaring. Love maintains its lofty position above the fray of the world. So often we get mired down in worldly fighting simply because we don't allow love to take us up out of the fighting. Love always soars above the fray. Love often calls us out of the battle and just says, stop fighting, stop being angry, stop attacking, soar above it. Be the bigger man, be the bigger woman. Refuse to say anything or do anything of a negative value. Love causes us to soar above all the garbage. This is how we use the weapon of love. I would love to hear from you about what you think is the most important aspect of love, the weapon of love that you've learned about during this season. Have a great day. Bye-bye.